know your moustache. From the papers. You're the detective, Hercules Poirot?
Hercule Poirot, I do not slay the lions, mademoiselle.
Mary Debenham, monsieur. I'll forget a name, but never a face. Not yours, anyway.
Welcome to Kermode Uncut. As you'll know, Murder on the Orient Express is currently in UK cinemas, and responses to it are very divided. I like the movie very much. A lot of people are not so crazy about it, but I think it's kind of like Kenneth Branagh's Frankenstein. It's a film that will find its critical following in years to come. However, the centre of all debate about Murder on the Orient Express has revolved around Kenneth Branagh and his extraordinary facial hair arrangement. Yes, the moustache is everything. Now, I do a stage show at the BFI South Bank, and the last one I did, somebody on Twitter called Blind Lemon Harvey, who comes to a lot of the shows, suggested, you should do a top 10 of movie moustaches, which I thought was a great idea, so great in fact, that I'm going to do it again here at Kermode Uncut with my top 10 movie tashes. At number 10, David Niven as Peter Carter in A Matter of Life and Death. Now, I bring this up for two reasons. Firstly, because A Matter of Life and Death is currently back in cinemas in a wonderful 4K restoration. As you know, it's one of my favourite films of all time. Secondly, because it is the classic Spitfire tash. Now, technically, that moustache isn't limited to A Matter of Life and Death. David Niven was a great moustache wearer, but I'm including it here because, hey, Matter of Life and Death is back in cinemas, and it's great to enjoy that moustache in 4K. And on to number 9. Now, there's a new Star Wars movie opening in UK cinemas. You may not have heard about it, but it's called The Last Jedi, and I promise you it's actually coming out. So I was looking back through the Star Wars catalogue. I mean, best tash in Star Wars, Billy D. Williams as Lando Calrissian. It's kind of understated. It says, I'm slightly edgy, but I'm also responsible, and I'm reliable, but I'm a bit of a dude. But what does Sean Connery's moustache say about him in Zardoz, which makes number 8 on my list? Now, there are so many things you could laugh at in Zardoz, from the 1970s John Borman science fiction fantasy. You could laugh at his posing pouch, you could laugh at the booties, you could laugh at the entire ridiculous plot, which basically takes The Wizard of Oz and then tramples all over it. But at the centre of it all is Sean Connery's moustache. From here, he went on to join the Village People. So on to number 7 in my top 10 movie tashes, and at number 7, Samuel L. Jackson in Pulp Fiction. And incidentally, this isn't just for the moustache, it's for the whole hair system. It's a whole hair arrangement that tells you everything you need to know about that character. Plus, it does a really clever thing of combining something which looks sort of soft and cuddly and groovy with something which says, I'm going to kill you. On to number 6, and at 6, it is an obvious choice, but it did have to be in any movie tash's top 10. Clark Gable as Rhett Butler in Gone with the Wind. You might not like his tash, but frankly, my dear, he doesn't give a damn. So, into the top 5, and at number 5, Will Ferrell as Ron Burgundy in Anchorman. This is the classic throwback tash. This is the thing that looks like it's crawled onto somebody's lip from somewhere else. I once read an article which said, why is it that men wear moustaches? Why don't they just write, I'm a over their top lip? On to number 4 now, and Danny Trejo as Machete in Machete. I think Machete's hair is great. I hope you agree. If you don't, take it up with him. I'm not arguing. So into the top 3 now, and one title occurs twice in the top 3. Firstly, at number 3, Albert Finney as Hercule Poirot in the 1970s version of Murder on the Orient Express. This is in many ways the classic Poirot moustache. Small, understated, delicate, tells you that its character is really, really precise. Also somebody who's slightly out of time, and it's what we would genuinely think of as the classic Poirot moustache, as opposed to Kenneth Branagh as Hercule Poirot in the current Murder on the Orient Express. I've seen Murder on the Orient Express twice, and I still can't quite figure out how the moustache works. I think that it's a frontal moustache going forward and then facial hair sculpted going backwards. So it's like a sort of twin propeller deal. But I genuinely can't tell. What I really want is a 3D version of Murder on the Orient Express, so I can actually see how that moustache fits together. Which brings us to the number 1 spot, and of course, the greatest movie moustache of all time is that sported by Groucho Marx. Now, I know what you're going to say, that's not a moustache. That's an artificial moustache. Well, yes it is. It's grease paint. It's painted on. The story is that Groucho Marx, when he was on stage, used to have a stick-on moustache, but putting it on, putting it off became really, really painful. So one night he just slapped a grease paint moustache on and thought, actually, that looks really brilliant. It looks really funny. So he did all the movies with the grease paint moustache, although nobody makes any reference to the fact that it's clearly drawn on, except there is a sequence in Duck Soup in which the other Marx brothers imitate Groucho by reaching for the grease paint and slapping the moustache on. Either way, it is a wonderful thing. No, it's not hairy. No, it's not genuine. No, it's not real. But the next time I want to grow a moustache, I'm not going to bother with all that, waiting around for months stuff. I'm just going to reach for the grease paint and go, "Argh."
Would you mind giving me a lock of your hair?
A lock of my hair? Why, I had no idea.
I'm letting you off easy. I was going to ask for the whole wig.
So there we are, my top 10 moustaches in movies. Now, I know that there are many that I've overlooked. I mean, Daniel Day-Lewis in Gangs of New York deserves a mention. Mr. T, in any of the movies he was in, I think has got a brilliant hair system. Tell me what your favourite movie moustache is. And remember this, it's not just to do with whether you think the moustache looks great. It's to do with whether it adds to the character, what it tells you about the person, and how much you spent the whole movie thinking, how does that moustache work?